Right, let's have a look at this first example of long division in algebra, part of the Junior Cert course. So I'm going to start here with a long division you would have done with numbers. To see if you can remember how to do it. Okay, so how did we do it? So you would have done something like 25 into 3 doesn't go. 25 into 34 goes once. Okay, and then what you end up doing is multiplying the 1 by the 25. So 1 by 25 is 25, and putting a line under it and subtracting it to get the remainder. Okay, so 25 from 34 is 9. And then what typically gets done is the 545 that we kind of sectioned off there gets taken down. I haven't used that yet. And then you repeat the process again. So it's 25 into 95, and that goes what? Well, 4 is too many because 4 times 25 is 100. So 3 times, so 3 by 25 is 75. And again, you subtract them to get the remainder. So 75 from that is 20, and we take down the 45. Okay, and then you do it again. So 25 into 204 would go maybe 9 times. Let's have a look. No, that would be 225. 25 by 8. 8 5s are 40. 8 2s are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 25, 8 would work, because 8 by 25 is 200, and you would subtract it and take down the 5. Okay, and in an ideal world, if I hadn't made this sum up in my head, that would have been, it would have divided in evenly. So I'm just going to change the numbers slightly, because in your course it will always divide in evenly. It doesn't in this one because I made it up. And then we have 2 left over. 2 by 25 is 50. You subtract them and you get a remainder of 0. So your answer is up here. Your remainder is here, which is normally 0 if it divides in evenly. Okay, so it's always about looking at the number on the outside and seeing what it divides into, subtracting them and finding the remainder. Okay, so if you can remember that process, or if you were good at that process, I should say, in national school, then algebra by long division should be okay for you. Okay, so how does it work? Well, I'm going to take down my 3x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay, and I'm going to divide that by x minus 1. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing this, and each school might do it differently, but this is the most common way. Okay, so what you do is you look at x and you see how many times does x divide into 3x cubed. Okay, it's too hard to work with both terms out here, the x and the minus 1. So what we generally do is just work with the x terms when we're dividing in. Okay, or another way of thinking about it is, what must I multiply by x to bring it up to 3x cubed? Okay, and so I'll need a 3 and I'll need an x squared. Okay, and then what you do is you multiply that by the x and you multiply it by the minus 1. So even though I didn't use the minus 1 when I was figuring out this part on top, when I'm working out my remainder, I do have to consider it. Right, so 3x squared by x I'm doing this first bit here, is 3x cubed, and that's what I want. I know I'm right when these two are the same. Okay, and then 3x squared by minus 1 gives me minus 3x squared. I put a line under it and I subtract, and minus minus here will give me a plus. And you can see I'm putting my new signs in a circle so that I don't get confused. And what you're hoping is happening is that you're cancelling a term every time. So 3x cubed minus 3x cubed cancels. Minus 2 plus 3 gives me plus 1x squared. Okay, and then I take these down because I haven't used them yet. Okay, and then I repeat the process. And when I say I repeat the process, I go, how many times does x divide into 1x squared? Okay, or the other way of looking at it, what must I multiply by x to bring it up to 1x squared? Because just like I cancelled the x cubes here, I want to cancel the x squares this time. Okay, so what must I multiply by x? Well, x by x brings me up to x squared or 1x squared. I must also multiply the x by the minus 1 so that I get minus 1x. Put a line under it, change the sign, because I want plus 1x minus 1x to cancel. And then I get minus 3x plus 1x. Minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2x. And then I take down the plus 2 that I haven't used already. So you can see all the time I'm cancelling the x cubes there, the x squares there, it'll be the x's here. Okay, and I do it again. So it's like you're starting new every time you have one of these sections. So what must I multiply it by x to bring it up to minus 2x? Well, it'll have to be a minus for sure to give me a minus here. It'll have to be a 2 to give me the 2 that's here. I don't need another x because there's an x here. So minus 2 by x gives me minus 2x. And now I have to go minus 2 by minus 1. Minus by minus gives me a plus. 2 by 1 gives me 2. Change the sign, and you have minus 2x plus 2x cancels, plus 2 minus 2 cancels, so that you're left with your remainder of 0 at the bottom. So your answer is what's up here, 3x squared plus x minus 2. Okay, so if you divide 3x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 2 by x minus 1, you get 3x squared plus x plus 2. Okay, what have I done? Well, basically, I could verify my answer. So you see this x minus 1 we have up here? I could go x minus 1, and if I multiply it by this, shouldn't I get back to the original? Okay, just the same as if you divide 45 by 15, you'd get 3. Well, if you multiply 15 by 3, in other words, its factors, shouldn't you get back to the original? So that's what I'm doing. This is one factor. This is another factor. I'm now multiplying the factors and I should get back to the original. Just the same as multiplying these two factors should bring me back to 45. So let's try it. Okay, so how do we do it? Well, it's x by everything in that second bracket minus 1 by everything in that second bracket. Okay, so what did I do? I split that first bracket and it's x by all of this is here minus 1 by all of this. Okay, so what do I get? Well, I get x by 3x squared is 3x cubed, x by x is x squared, x by minus 2 is minus 2x. So the bracket closes, so I'm finished now multiplying that by x. So now I'm on to this part. Minus 1 by 3x squared is minus 3x squared. Minus 1 by plus x, well, minus by plus is a minus, 1 by x is x. Minus 1 by minus 2, well, minus by minus is a plus, 2 ones are 2. Okay, let's tidy that up. Well, 3x cubed is my only x cubed term. I have a plus x squared here and a minus 3x squared here. So minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2x squared. I then have a minus 2x minus x. So minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3x. And of course, I have my plus 2 at the end. Okay, so not surprisingly, I do get back to the original. Okay, and that's what I kind of expected because I had a remainder of 0.